Let's move on to the ACAC. We've already talked about Woodland. They are in the conversation as one of the teams to beat. Adams Central and South Adams also in that conversation. South Adams has put together back-to-back winning seasons for the first time in quite a while, and Adams Central just continues to roll.
Yeah.
One of the concerns Michael Mosier had, I know in talking to him at Media Day, offensive line, defensive line. They've graduated in the last couple of years some really good, talented linemen. It's not easy to find big, talented linemen when you're a 1A school, especially when you're playing in a conference with some schools that are bigger than you. How do they take the next step as a program?
You know, it's an interesting point because when we watched Adams Central Woodland last year, Adams Central was winning a fair amount of the battles up front, and they had the guys that could deal and handle guys with Woodland's up front guys. So with those guys gone, do they have the production that can step up and win those battles in the trenches against South Adams, but particularly Woodland? Because Woodland could put big guys up front.
Yeah.
So that's a huge question for Coach Mosier going forward, because I was personally surprised at just how well Adams Central was able to win the point of attack last year consistently against Woodland.
Yeah, you would have thought Woodland could just out-physical them, but that certainly wasn't the case. And Logan Macklin is the best returning player in this conference. He had huge numbers offensively, defensively on special teams. He's not a big guy.
He's like 5'8", if that.
But he said he wrestles at he used to wrestle at 140. I think he wrestled in the 150s last year. He told me he was going to drop back into 140, 142. I don't know that much about wrestling. But he is talented and he accelerates so quickly. I mean, how do other teams bottle up a guy like that?
I mean, he's a guy who led him in tackles. He led him in, rushing. The guy is phenomenal. I don't want to say he's the best two-way player in the area because that's throwing guys like Craig Young and Justin Gaston in the conversation. But he's in the conversation. He's in the top three, and nobody knows who he is outside of Fort Wayne. The kid is diminutive as all heck. He walks by you. You think he should be, bagging groceries at the grocery store, 5'7", 5'8". The kid is a tough dude, and he is the best two-way player in the ACAC, in my opinion, and definitely a dude that's going to put up big numbers again.
We've been waiting for Jay County. I mean, just based on size, they should assert their dominance to a certain degree, you'd think, in this conference. But Southern Wells has a new head coach. Bluffton built a little momentum last year with Coach Kunkel coming on board. He did a nice job. And then Heritage, again, one of the bigger schools in that conference. You would think Nico Tagulis has been there a few years now. He's got to start getting things rolling as, he's got some of his guys now who have played under him for a couple of years.
Yeah, I think, I want to say the excuse, but the storyline from coaches in the ACAC the last couple of years was, well, Woodland's on a different planet, and by and large, we can't compete. Well, Woodland's going to come down a little bit. They're still going to be very good, but the distance between top to bottom of the conference is not going to be as great as it was the last 2 years. So some of these teams, the Jay Counties, the Bluftons, the Heritages, they have to start making strides forward because I think the upper echelons may be coming down to earth a little bit, and that opens the door for them.